Hey y'all, welcome back to the garage. Today we're working on old plan B again, or still, I should say. Anyways, if you follow the channel long enough, you know that last summer we started pulling this tractor here after the little one kind of died, I guess you'd say. Anyways, I've always had an issue since I changed this thing over to methanol at over fueling, and we've done a lot of work to it. But I think we've got it figured out now, so let's get the wrenching on that. Alright y'all, let's recap here kind of what we're up to now. If you guys remember, whenever I first started pulling this thing, we put the electronic ignition on the front down here, the coils. We had a methanol carburetor and intake on it. Ever since the day I put that thing on, it would not run right. We thought it was a fuel pump. I put a new fuel pump on it. Adjusted the timing, advanced, retarded it, everything. It would still just basically flood the motor out. It wasn't pushing through the main jet. The float needle and everything, fuel level needle and everything was all sealing off and working good. But after talking with a few other pullers, a couple engine builders, I think I've got it figured out what it is. But in the meantime, there was a pull, supposed to be last weekend, night pull, which I really like night pulls. So I went ahead and threw the old gas carburetor back on it and carbon intake. But I think since we've got some leads on how to fix the old methanol carb, we're going to pull this setup off, and we're going to put the methanol carb back on and see if we can make the adjustments and get this thing running right, and maybe go pulling this coming weekend. Cross your fingers. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the intake manifold off this thing. It's super easy. 2 bolts on each side. Got to take my fuel shut off of this one, and we'll put it on the other one. But I am going to leave this throttle cable on this one, because this thing right here is a pain in the butt to get this cable threaded up through here and locked back on. So we're just going to disconnect it off the fuel throttle pedal, and we're going to make up a new cable for it. So yeah, let me get this intake and stuff taken off, and we'll bring you all back. Alright y'all, I'm going to try to do this so y'all can see what's going on. This is the methanol carburetor, got it upside down. I'm going to take the bottom adjuster and bowl nut off. Take a bowl off. That bowl's clean as it's ever been. Now we run a little spring in ours. If you guys can see that or not, that's to help keep the vibration from moving the float up and down. I know flooding the carburetor, especially on the methanol, because we're moving so much fuel. So, but yeah, there's that. And then if you guys can see right there, this little tube right here, this is our idle, part of our idle circuit, and that little tube right there should, well, can overfuel. Pulling so much vacuum with that, we got 200 psi compression, this thing has to move a lot of air, so it makes a lot of vacuum. It can actually pull too much fuel up through that little tube and flood the motor out. At least that's what I've been told from a couple other engine builders, guys I really trust. So the fix for that is you take a little bit of stainless steel wire or copper wire, and you kind of block that off a little bit. So I need to grab a little bit of copper wire, and we'll see what we can't do about getting that to block off a little bit. So give me a second and we'll get that and we'll be ready to go. Alright, y'all. Maybe you guys can see that a little better there. There's that tube, and I got me a little bit of stainless steel wire here, like 2 strands of it. Well, this thing won't focus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it in there, and have had other carburetors that have had this done, and I don't know why I didn't think of it before, but yep. So alright, there's that. Make sure that it's going to clear my, yep, it's going to clear my float. I'm going to trim just a little bit of this one side off, because I didn't bend it exactly in half. But alright, well, hopefully that's the fix for it. I really do. So, alright, let's reassemble this thing. Put our spring in this. You guys can see that spring's kind of tapered. It's got a big end and a small end. Big end sits on the float itself. We've got our bowl here. Gently put that down on. Make sure she's seated down in. Got our main jet and our bowl nut. Put that on there and just give her a little snug. Alright, we're ready to throw her back on the tractor here. So I need to clean my flanges up, mounting flanges up here, intake manifold flanges where it mounts onto the heads, and I'm going to put a little right stuff on her and we'll bolt her back on. Alright, y'all, like I said before, we're going to make up a new cable, throttle cable for this thing. And the way I do it is I always save all my old cables off of stuff. This is a shift, the outer casing is a shift cable from a golf cart, an older golf cart, and it's super easy to, I need to make a loop on the end to hook it onto the throttle pedal. This is stainless steel aircraft cable, and super easy to do. You just get these little aluminum pieces here. I bought a whole kit off of Amazon because I don't know if you guys are the same way or not, but if I don't use something for a while, either grows feet and walks away, or I forget where it's at and I can't find it. I get frustrated and I end up buying new. So, alright, I need a little loop on the end like that. You just basically you loop it around and bend it back over there a little bit, and then take your crimping tool and get it in there. Give it a good crimp. Give it a good crimp. Alright, she's locked in there. Now, this extra tail out here, I'm just going to take a pair of regular side cutters and we're going to snip that off. Easier said than done. There we go. Alright, there it is. New loop for the end of the cable for the fuel pedal. So let's get over to the tractor and I'll show you how this all goes on then. Alright, y'all, I'm going to show you what I'm doing because you all won't be able to see once I start doing it. This is the end of the throttle cable here that goes on the foot pedal, and what I use to hold it in place is a rubber coated cable tie here, and I like the ones that have the thicker rubber on them, not the ones that are just dipped. They seem like they hold a lot better, and this is a 1/4 inch, And this loop here will go right around that peg right there. You guys can see the hole there that the cotter pin goes through. So, and then this piece gets bolted in here, and I use a nylock nut. So yeah, that's what we need to do here. So I'm gonna set the camera up. You guys can see the best you can, but that'll be a little, you know, a little better explanation of what I'm doing here. So, all right. Alright, y'all, I got the cable all ran up here, and I'm going to cut this to length. And this will probably be a little long because it just will be. Ooh. I don't quite have this rubber piece completely mounted, but I use a ball joint here with a set screw, and then cable goes in the end, bottoms out in there nicely, and then Allen wrench and a pair of pliers, and you tighten that down and we're good to go. So let me grab my Allen wrenches and stuff, and I'll get that all adjusted. And we'll check her out to make sure we're getting wide open throttle. Alright, y'all. Got that cable in there. Kind of adjusted this a little bit. And we're hitting wide open throttle on the pedal. Wide open throttle on the... Alright. Now we just need to get some zip ties and, you know, get this thing kind of zip tied up in place, and so it's not all flopping around. So, but yeah. We're happy. Happy. So, now I know a lot of guys will just run the cable through the hole that's in the end of this throttle shaft and put a adjustable stop on it. I did that for years too, and after enough times that cable will wear and you'll snap the cable. You can buy these on Amazon. You know, I'm gonna actually start getting the quick disconnect ones that they make now. They also get them through you can also get them through jegs. Real nice. You just pull it back, and this piece comes off, stays on the end of your cable. But yeah, I've never had a problem with this slipping or anything, and I've been doing it for a few years now. So, and it also pivots nicely. So, all right, that's all I got here now. Guess the next thing is to throw some fuel in her, and we'll try firing her up. Alright, y'all, I put about half, 3/4 tank of fuel in it. I do have it all primed, checked for leaks and everything. So I guess the next thing is to turn her over and hit the ignition. So oh, y'all, it's a whole lot better because it's not throwing raw fuel out the exhaust anymore. There at the end, I did shut the fuel pump off and just let it run out of fuel. So, yeah, Nice crisp response there on the throttle. I like that. I'm going to open the idle circuit up just a little bit. Yeah, I think we got her now, boys. Next thing is to wait a couple seconds here and see if she'll fire back up. So, alright, y'all. Let it air out here in the shop a little bit, and I did reprime the fuel pump or fuel bowl and stuff again. So let's give her a run. I'm gonna let her warm up, get the heads good and warm. That way I can retorque that head over there on the other side after it goes through a heat cycle, and we'll see if we're ready to go to the pools this weekend. Alright, y'all, you heard it. I think he's ready to go. So I'm gonna grab some zip ties, get some of this stuff zip tied up, secured, and I think we're ready to go to the pools this weekend, get you guys some content. So yeehaw. Alright, y'all, hopefully we got him fixed. Runs good. I did torque that head down to make sure everything was good on that, and I did restart it a couple more times. It's still getting a little excess fuel through the exhaust, but I'd rather have that than too lean. Lean, you'll burn things up. Excess fuel, you won't, but it's not throwing it out like it used to. It would literally flood the engine out after running as long as it did. That's the longest it's ran in an idle since I put the alcohol carburetor on there. So appreciate y'all watching, and I want to say thank you to Mark Rader. He was the one that gave me the tip on plugging that pickup up. So pickup up, whatever. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like or subscribe button. Hit the like button too, but you know, everybody else can hit that little thumbs up like button. YouTube likes that, so do I. So appreciate it, and we'll catch you all at the pools, and keep wrenching.